Welcome back, guys. Kickstory podcast. I am Goatee in the place to be.
Bobby Kicks back in the mix.
Bobby Kicks in the mix. Bobby Kicks. We got a good one. We got an exciting one.
Mamba mentality.
Mamba mentality. Rest in peace, Kobe. You know, this one's dedicated to you. But I think this is a good topic, Bobby, that you don't know much about.
No, this is all. I'm all ears on this one, so I definitely want to see and understand a little bit more in depth what this is all about. So yeah,
right. And before we take a little deeper dive, Bobby Kicks, let the viewers and audience members, listeners know where we're at.
Of course, we're at the Top Rocker Tattoo Studios,
yes, sir,
here in Peoria, Arizona.
Right,
new partner and sponsor of Kickstory podcast. You can find all your tattoo and ink needs here at Top Rocker Tattoo Studios. There might be something you want to cover up from a previous ink job that someone else did. Right. It's the place to be to get that hooked up for you, okay? Make sure to link up with Serve One to get you hooked up, all right, guys?
Salute, Serve One. What's going on, brother? Thank you again for opening up your amazing studio to us. We having fun.
Yes.
We having fun. We having fun. And viewers, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Just click down below. And here's the thing. You can watch this current video, but we got some videos, man. Yes. We got some cool videos in the past that you can look at our archives, look at our Rolodex of videos, and just subscribe and show us some Kickstory love. And those listening, just follow our journey. Whatever podcast platform you're on right now, just hit that follow our journey, and you can go back in time as well and listen to us, listen to our episodes. And we don't take this for granted. We having fun, but we thank you for your support.
Thank you very much.
I want to say that.
And we make it easier for you. So go to kickstorypodcast.com. You'll find all our links to all of our channels. You can listen, you can watch, share with friends, do all that good stuff. Instagram as well, too, is on there. Right. So make sure to link up.
Thank you for continued support. Your viewership, your listening, it's only fueling us. It's only fueling us, right? So we do this for the culture.
That's right.
But
let's get started.
Yes, sir. All right, Bobby, what is this?
You tell me. I mean, I see some Kobe's. I see some interesting insoles here. Obviously, they're out for a reason. Right. And one of those things that I am really attracted to when it comes to basketball shoes, because these are basketball shoes,
100% performance,
is the interior. Inner workings, right?
What's inside the engine?
Right, exactly right.
Let me. This is a motto, right? And it's an interesting sneaker conversation. I first want to shout out our guy Dennis Kim. Want to salute to you. These are your kicks, and we have another pair of kicks right now. You a hardcore Kobe guy. You a sneakerhead. You a sneaker dad. Papas and Kicks, what's up? And I just wanted to salute you real quick. Thank you for having our topic of discussions. Really appreciate you just having these. These are your son's kicks, right? So wanted to really show that. Now, I like to call this episode, Bobby, or not even the name of this episode, but just what we're going to talk about, a question mark.
Yeah.
Are you graduating or are you staying in school? All right?
Okay.
Now, why? This is all around the topic of small feet.
Okay.
And there's been a paradigm shift that happened over the past year or so. So this is about the same size of sneakers now being available in men's sizes.
Okay.
Now let's take it back to the essence. Let's take it back where there was a graduation period when we were kids. Okay. When we were like kids, we're wearing GS sizes. GS is known as grade school. Okay. And once you get to like size 7, you graduate. Now you're entering the men's category.
True.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. I know exactly what you're talking about because my parents understood it well because they got it more expensive. The shoes got more expensive.
Sir.
But it was one of those things that I felt really excited about because now I'm like, these look like what Jordan wore, or these look like what I see the grown-ups wearing, or the cool kids, you know, the older kids.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. And I have my phone out here because I have some details on this shift that's happened in the basketball sneaker industry, in particular with Nike and with Kobe as well. And I think it's a really, really cool topic that those are going to relate to, especially those basketball parents.
Okay.
Especially those basketball parents. I have to really, really, really highlight that, right? Because I was a basketball parent myself with my son, and my son now, he wears men's. He's only 10 years old, but he wears a men's, and I'm looking for deals all day.
Yeah.
Right? Because I know he's going to beat him up, and his feet's going to keep on growing.
Yeah.
Right. So what we have here, these are the Kobe 9 masterpieces. Okay. Now these are the Protro editions. Okay.
So retros.
These are retros. Protros. Kobe wanted to enhanced the retro line of all his sneakers, and this is when he retired, and the term Protro is from performance retro.
Yep.
Okay, so these are going to have the same DNA as the OG.
Nice.
Right? But it's going to add a little bit more of an extra pop to it for performance, which is your alley.
Love it.
Right? So these came out in 2025, right? This year. Okay. So these are the Kobe, once again, Kobe 9 Elite Protro.
Okay.
Now, let's take a little trip down memory lane. This was designed by who, Bobby?
Eric Avar.
Mr. Eric Avar, who was like put his hand stamp and fingerprint on the Kobe line.
Nice. Yep.
Like he did with Penny.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But he had a little bit more skin in the game, grit in the game, because Kobe line expands.
Definitely, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Eric Avar is like, he's touched a lot of great shoes.
Right.
He's put his DNA in a lot of these prominent designs that we come to love.
Right.
And yeah, super cool. Just shout out to him because I know he's silent. He's always behind the scenes, not really wants to put himself out there. But Eric, we see you. We love what you're doing.
Right. Silent assassin. So I have a couple of tips. So these were game changing basketball sneakers. Okay. When these came out, the old original colorway in 2014, it was influenced by boxers and trainers.
Okay. I can see that.
Eric Avar was influenced. Now, why? Kobe just tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
Kobe tore his Achilles. And remember, Kobe was like, he wasn't the originator of low tops. We've seen Steve Nash. We've seen Air Jordan 2. But he made it really, really a basketball trend wearing low tops. Okay. So when he tore his Achilles and he got in a free throw line with the Kobe 8s and he shot his last 2 free throws, that was a real Mamba mentality moment.
He didn't give up.
Right. And we always going to remember that. This is also the first basketball sneaker that introduced FlyKnit. Now, we know the FlyKnit was introduced in the 2012 Olympics, right? In London, right? Which changed the footwear industry forever. FlyKnit, and it started with the FlyKnit racers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I remember some of the athletes in the casual wear wearing those walking running shoes.
They were the podium sneakers.
That's right. Okay, that's what it was. Okay.
They were the podium sneakers, right? You wore the nice little Nike fit. And then you had the FlyKnits, which changed the sneaker industry. People in other brands are still using FlyKnit, Nike as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Game changers.
Yeah.
Right. So the original ones, the tech specs is, now these sneakers are a shell. The technology is inside the insole. Right. You take the insoles out, is this a shell?
I see that.
So the original ones, the shell was Lunarlon. That was the technology in 2014 at the time. That was the cushion. Okay. The OG men's, okay, which started in size 8. So when you get, it wasn't a size 7 with the OG. Started in a size 8, 2014, $220. Okay.
Wow.
Now the grade school, okay, started in a size 3.5Y youth, 3.5Y, $135. Okay. And once again, this Protro released in 2025. So if you think back to 2014, it was cool. Okay, mom, I want the Kobe's. I wear a size 6. I'm going to get the grade school. There was no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah.
This is the change, Bobby Kicks. This is why we have in this episode. Basketball parents, you can relate. So now we're in a situation where you can get men's size in grade school and you can pick and choose.
That's interesting to say that. You can get grade school in men's sizes. So technically it's men's sizes now.
It's both.
Okay.
Pick and choose your battles. So check
that's
this
kind
out.
of interesting. Yeah.
Check this out, right? This is a change. This is a shift. And it's very, very interesting because price point. Yes. Okay. So this is the men's, and I want you here to take a little grab, take a look at them.
Super light.
This is the men's Protro, $240.
Wow.
Okay. You know what size both men's and grade school, these are both size 5.
Okay.
This is a 5 men's. This is a 5 youth. Okay, you understand where I'm going?
Okay.
We've never been in a world where you can get a men's size and a grade school size and it's the same size.
So on the box, it says 5, but no Y.
Correctamundo.
In other words. Okay.
And I got the box. I'm going to show you the box. So this is a size 5. This is a size 5Y. Okay. Size 5, $240. This silhouette with the men's technology specs starts in a size 3.5, Bobby Kicks. You could get a men's size 3.5 for $240, Bobby Kicks.
See, I don't know about that. That's confusing.
That's why we having this episode.
As a consumer, as a parent, I'm not saying I'm a parent, but for those parents out there, they're gonna be like, okay, what am I buying? I think they're just looking at the price point. right? And if they can get the money's worth of what that is. But that is confusing, man. I think that's a very tricky, risky marketing challenge for Nike. But
I'm going to go back to what you just said when we first started this episode. You said, Bobby Cakes, that, hey, I couldn't wait for my size to get bigger because now I can get the sneakers that look like Michael Jordan wear.
yeah.
So now put yourself, young Bobby Kicks, in the 90s, and you actually have the opportunity to get the same shape and look of a Michael Jordan silhouette, but you wear a size 5.
That's good news for those young kids, you know. Here's the difference that I'm noticing right away as we're talking about this. Okay. Think back in the day, 90s youth sizes. What do they do? If the adult sizes had an air bubble, the youth sizes had no air bubble.
Correctamundo.
Right? And it had less panelings, less leather, design aesthetics, right?
Bobby, look, I want you to look at this, and I want you to look at this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read the tech specs off. I'm going to read the differences while you look at them. Because this is your first time ever.
Oh, I can see the difference right away.
Okay, so once again, men's it starts at a 3.5, $240. It has a Nike React drop-in midsole. Remember, the Kobe 9's technology is inside the midsole. Bobby, feel the midsole right there. Okay, drop-in midsoles. Okay, Bobby, look at the carbon fiber on the side. Go pick that up.
Yeah.
On the men's. You feel it. Tap it. Carbon fiber. Okay?
Yep.
Look at the performance basketball traction. Mimic Kobe feet.
Yeah.
Okay? Would you consider this a basketball performance shoe, Bobby?
It has all the features. So yes. One thing I did want to finish my thought when it comes to like the 90s basketball sizes is this. It was harder for them to carry over the men's size technology into the kids because it's so reduced. You can't put that same size air bubble. The difference between today's shoes is that there's a lot of synthetics. It's minimal. So you can actually create the smaller sizes and preserve the high performance men's features in a small size.
Because of the synthetic materials that they use.
Synthetic materials, and it's all minimalistic.
Right.
Like this is not an air unit. This is just an insole.
Right.
I'm noticing those differences because technology does give us that advantage of like preserving some of those features as like the adult sizes into the kid sizes because there's less.
Right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yep.
No, good call out. Great call out. That's why we're having this conversation, right? And I'm pretty sure there are some viewers and listeners that are relating, are actually going through what we're discussing right now, right?
Yeah.
So now let's talk about the Protro grade school. Okay.
Protro grade school.
Right here.
Yep.
$140. So we're looking at $100 difference. It starts in a size 1Y.
Okay.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be considered like babies?
No, it goes into youth.
That's
now.
still youth?
Youth now starts at 1Y.
Okay, that's interesting.
Okay, remember youth used to start at like 3.5.
True.
Youth starts at 1Y. Look at the insole. I want you to feel the insole. This is the insole of the grade school, Bobby. Take a look at that.
Oh my God, way different.
Okay.
Wow. Huge difference.
Okay.
Huge difference. Like
this just feels like
play school. Play school, toy.
There you go.
Quality. This is more like, okay, this is like a baller.
There you go.
This is for serious players.
There you go. There
This
you
is
go.
just like a toy.
It's like a toy.
Eek.
Okay.
Eek.
Okay. All right. Then we got, look at the traction. Here you go. Here to hold the grade school. Hold the grade school. Now, traction is not that bad.
Not that bad.
Right?
I see it.
Okay. Now, if you look at the traction, now
A
compare
lot
that.
more grippier.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot more grip on the adult men's sizes.
Okay.
It's still good on the grade school,
But-
or the youth sizes.
Right.
But this is better. The men's is a lot better.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Now, I want you to feel that carbon fiber on the side.
Yeah, I noticed
Now,
that right away. This is plastic
Okay.
all day long. This is
Complete
plastic.
plastic.
Yeah, this is just a little sticker.
Like knocking on wood. Okay? Complete plastic. So, look at, all right. One of the biggest tech features in the innovation of the Kobe 9s is the FlyKnit.
Right.
This is not even FlyKnit. This is like a engineered mesh.
Yes.
With just some print on the side.
This is just really thick mesh.
Thick mesh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fabric and mesh and yeah.
Now, topic of discussion. You a parent. You want your Kobe your kid will like a Kobe. Bobby Kicks. You're a parent. Your child wears a size 5, and you want them to have a high performance basketball shoe, what do? Are you doing grade school or are you doing men's?
Okay. If I have the money, I'm going all day long with the men's size.
Okay.
It has everything that my kid needs to play at a top level. Okay. Now, if I didn't have the money, I'd be like, you know what? Well, I mean, you're going to be playing outside and beating them up. So
how do you feel about how do you feel about your child's performance level with the tech specs and the cushion technology insole that I just told you with saving $100?
I think that's a good point. I think ultimately, outside of the whole, what to get your child,
right?
I'm looking at their health. I'm looking at their long-term health.
Right.
Okay. So if I were to really put them in a good direction to take care of themselves, you want to go with the higher end product.
And that's the dilemma.
Yeah.
You just answered the dilemma.
And what's interesting about that, A or B option is that parents always look at they're going to be out destroying these shoes. They're going to outgrow them. I'm just going to get the cheaper one. That's true. I mean, that will fulfill its duty for that moment in time. But chances are the cheaper one probably won't last as long.
But Bobby Kicks, all we knew was a cheaper one. And I do want to do one more difference in performance. I'm sorry. And I'm going to get back to Bobby, feel the ankle.
I know.
Okay.
Right away.
Okay, first of all, we're representing Kobe's injury, which is a brilliant marketing design and this brilliant design in general. And then just look at that difference. Look at the height difference. Look at the cushion difference. This has some cushion, the grade school system, but this locks and completely formulates to your ankle and foot, protecting you.
Yeah.
Okay. I just had to bring that out. I that was one of a great performance. In the detail, it's in the stories, right?
Right away, there is a huge difference. And going back to the point I was making, you can buy your child the lower price point because, like I said, they're gonna grow out of it.
Right.
They're gonna beat them up.
Right.
And that's it. Right.
Right.
But at the same time, cheaper doesn't always mean better because sometimes they could just wear out quicker.
Right.
And it could be damaging to them.
Now, Bobby Cakes, if you think about it, that was all we had. That was the only choice we had. So the way you're thinking right now is because we have options. You got to think about it. Let's just say 5 years ago, we wouldn't even have this conversation. This wasn't even visible.
True.
So your child would only have the lower performance, less pattern, cheaper version of a signature in play ball.
But you know what I'm also noticing too?
Yeah.
If you look at simply on social media, a lot of kids are going into sports a lot younger.
Yeah.
I think Nike is recognizing, hey, these kids are starting out like a pro.
Yeah.
Like a pro.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So maybe we gotta step up our gear, not just for playground use, not just for school use, because even the name says at grade school.
Right.
So their mindset was more just school, play.
Good point.
But now they're noticing, hey, we got to step it up a notch because if I've seen some really cool, young kids playing ball, doing drills, getting coached like an adult. They're really putting their energy into the game very seriously.
Right.
So you need something that that's going to give them that edge.
100%.
So
that's a great point.
I think Nike is starting to realize that, and I wouldn't be surprised if Nike starts literally endorsing younger athletes,
like NIL deals for young athletes.
I think so.
I mean, they're doing it with high school kids. So to go even
younger,
I can see that.
One example of that, and I can't remember his name right off the bat, is there's one player that got my attention.
Yep.
And he is being highlighted by EQLZ.
Yep.
He's in the Philippines.
Yep.
Young kid, young athlete.
Yep.
He's playing basketball at a high level, and he's wearing an EQLZ product. As an example.
Yep.
But that type of direction.
Yep.
I could see that happening more and more, and Nike, I think, is wants to get in that. So there's my take on that.
I think that, and that's where we're trending.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we're trending. Excellent point. Excellent point. Nike is evolving with the times. It just comes at a price point.
Yeah,
evolution
huge difference. That's what like $80 difference,
$100
$100 difference, really.
140, 240 Bobby Kicks.
Oh wow, yeah, okay.
That's the emphasis of this episode.
Jeez, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially with inflation, things is just, we're trending towards that, but the sacrifice you have to make for performance, I think, is a little absurd, right? But that, that's neither here and there. Yeah. Quickly, this is the boxes that come with, all right? Okay. This is the actual men's box that it come with. Once again, as you can see, size 5. And then you look at the grade school box right here, Bobby. That's 5Y.
You can tell right away the differences.
This looks like it comes from Nike. This looks like it comes from Nike clearance store. Okay, just has a top on it. I have one more pair. I have one more sneaker to show you, just to show you that difference in men's in grade school.
Wow.
Yep, there's one more. Different sizes. If I want to show, excuse me, different sizes. I was waiting for the mic, but same concept. All right. This is now the Kobe 6, and these recently came out in 2025. Shout out to you, Dennis, again, using these as examples for us. I know you're a Kobe guy. These are the Kobe 6 All-Stars, okay? Now, these are grade school size 4.5Y, okay? Check that out. Same box, too. Same box difference. Grade school in the Nike clearance store box with a top.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a men's in the Kobe Mamba snakeskin oriented type box. Okay. Once again, these came out in 2025. This is a size 12 men. So we're not looking at the same exact shoe in terms of size, but we're looking at the same exact shoe in terms of silhouette with a difference of performance. Okay. So price point, men's 190, grade school 125.
What?
Exactly, Bobby Kicks. Exactly. Okay, men's tech specs, your thing. Full length Cushlon midsole with a forefront turbo zoom and then a heel zoom. Okay, men's. Look at that ankle collar. Feel that plush ankle collar?
It's plush.
Okay, it's the TPU heel to protect you to protect your Achilles and your ankles and everything, right? Okay. Now, if you look, the toe has a little curve. Look at the little toe right here has a curve, and if you look at this one, it's kind of boxy.
Okay.
Kind of a toe box is boxy. Insole is the insole standard, like a standard foam, right? Insole is standard foam. That's the men's edition. We look at the grade school once again, 125. Midsole feels just there's no text, there's no zoom, maybe Cushlon, and I'm giving it just a maybe. Who knows? Okay, I love this shoe too. I love the star transition to it. It's a beautiful looking shoe. Let's look at it's carbon fiber on the men's, right? You look at the men's.
Yeah, this is not carbon fiber.
And what is that, Bobby?
This is just it's just paint over the material.
It's literally
like hard at all. It's just like it's over this midsole material. You see, because it's still soft, like rubber.
It's like a plastic shell. But it's shiny and they want to mimic carbon fiber, but not carbon fiber. Okay, feel the ankle pattern, Bobby Kick.
Yeah, I felt that right away. Yeah.
Okay, as thin as it can be. How can you have a child being in high performance in this ankle collar? Okay.
Yeah, I see it.
Right, and it has a TPU heel. It has a TPU. It's a little bit smaller. It's a little bit lower. Okay, and then it's just flat. The foam is just but the price point 190, 125.
Yeah, that's not justifiable in my eyes.
Okay.
These shoes right away, as soon as you gave them to me, they felt like playground, like toy shoes.
There you go. Good call.
You know, like back in the day when you go to Toys R Us or like KB toy stores, they used to have like shoes.
Right.
But they were toys. They were made out of plastic.
Right, like Teddy Ruxpin shoes,
yeah,
they were accessories to the.
Yeah, they were like dress up. The ones that come up in my head is like, for girls, they used to have like fake little heels for them,
right.
Fake little
right,
tiaras, but they're all plastic.
Right.
This feels like a toy
That's
shoe.
That's a good call, Bob. That's a great call. They do feel like a toy shoe.
It doesn't feel comfortable.
Nope.
I mean, it's sad, because I think, one of those things that Nike needs to really catch up on is performance, back into the performance roots, right? On all levels.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's ways of doing it. I think, again, I know I'm biased, but the 90s, I think, did a great job of doing that with their kid sizes versus their adult sizes. That's why I'm a big fan of like leathers,
right?
Like real materials, because you can feel the quality. Even the kid sizes had leather.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Everything's synthetic now that it's literally plastic.
Yeah.
You're wearing plastic. I'm not a fan of plastic. I'm a fan of like leathers, so that's why you can kind of get away with like, going small sizes and reducing some of the quality stuff like that. But that's my opinion. But yeah, I'm not impressed, man. That's interesting. I'm learning a lot from this. Yeah,
That's that, and Kickstory podcast. We're all about going down memory lane, talking about the history and stories of sneakers. But we're also a platform for education.
yeah.
And I learned a lot of things. Once my guy Dennis gave me the shoes, I did my deep dive research and I looking at all the tech specs and looking at the details, and I was just like, wow.
Tell police you're
I was literally just going down, like really investigating, right? And then I was putting myself in these parent shoes, right? Like I do not want to send my kid to play high performance basketball or high performance sports in these, right? But if I choose these, I gotta shell up almost $100. $80+ more, knowing they're going to get destroyed, knowing that for maybe 6 months the shoe will last, and then next they're too tight. It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean that's just the rules of being a parent, right? You have to like balance that out, right? I mean, for me, I would say, you know what, buy them the expensive, like good pair of basketball shoes. You hold on to them, so when they're ready to go to the gym, all right, here you go.
Yeah,
and then give them the Target specials with the straps with the lights.
Come on, Bobby, you're not gonna do that. Not
for the kids, for
not
the playground.
What was the name of the in our episode on Panam? What's the bootleg called?
Piratas.
I'm not gonna give my kid the piratas, man.
They're not piratas. I mean, they're still real shoes. It's just not the name brands.
It has pirata tech.
Remember as a kid, you used to go to like Target or like these other stores like Payless. They used to have like the shoes. They didn't even have shoe boxes. They hung them up.
Yeah, they hung them up.
And then those are the ones that lit up. That had like Spider-Man on it,
right?
Velcro,
right?
Like that. You buy them those for the playground everyday use, and then you give them these when they're ready to go out to play, to play some basketball. So
I hear your vision, but respectfully, I'm not doing that. Respectfully. But I just wanted to just break that down, guys.
It's interesting.
Bobby, I'm glad you got fresh lens on these, my man. Like this is new, but a new topic for you, right? I hope. Hey, viewers, listeners, what's your thoughts?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on men's sizing and grade school sizing coexisting with one another?
Yeah, that's a really great topic to cover, because I think parents are going to realize that when they get to stores, they're going to be like, wait a minute, is it men's 5 or is it youth 5? So they don't know. So this is a great little highlight of what's going to be in store. Oh, it's already in stores, right? But I think it's going to be more prominent more and more.
This is the new norm.
This is the new norm. Exactly right. The new
norm. So as I go from the beginning of this conversation, do you graduate or do you stay in school? Guys, subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button down below, please. Thank you. Appreciate the support. Follow us. You could just go to www.kickstorypodcast.com. It's going to direct you to all our outlets.
100%. And this is a great, deep dive into the Kobe's. Again, I'm not too familiar with the Nike Kobe's, but these are awesome.
Cool.
And I hope that Nike does all their sizes right, because I think that's what Kobe ultimately wanted.
Right.
When it comes to his products.
Right.
It should reflect his performance, his quality. Pro all day long. So yeah, once again, shout out to you and the Kobe family and the Bryant family. This is great. Anytime we get to talk about Kobe and his great legacy left behind us is always a treat. So
always
nice. And guys, thank you for watching this. Kickstorypodcast.com, like Coty said. Follow our journey. Thank you for the support, and we will see you next time.
We out. Vanessa Bryant, shout out to you. You wanted to make Kobe's more open to the culture. You did that job. You did that job with Kobe's journey. Thank you, Vanessa Bryant. Peace. Thank you for watching this episode of Kickstory. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any episodes. And stay connected with us on Instagram and these podcast platforms listed here. We also want to hear from you. So make sure to comment below and give us your thoughts. Thanks again for your support, and we'll see you next time.